Hello and welcome. I'm Tena Cacic, a teacher, energy healer, writer, and scientist. My journey led me through the full spectrum of emotional drama. I lost a newborn baby, and I gave birth to a daughter with disability, just to name a few significant challenges. Through traumatic experiences, I learned all about heartbreak, fear, anger, and helplessness as symptoms of playing a victim game. And I found the way out. Now I help people who carry grief, resentment, or play out stories of suffering to break free from the victim mentality, release the drama, and self in solace. Share with you a few significant moments that led me to release my martyr story. I was deeply involved in a martyrdom. When I lost my newborn baby, it felt like a extreme heartbreak, like a thousand knives were stabbed directly into my heart, and the pain was unbearable. First, where my mind went is into blame. I wanted to blame myself because my 3 days old baby boy died. However, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't doctor's fault. The doctor labeled it as a sudden death infant syndrome. That basically means I don't know what happened. And since I was in the middle of finishing my PhD, a big question mark arose above my head. That made me to question the scientific paradigm and all theories I believed was true. And that event pushed me deeply into spiritual journey. However, that was just the beginning of my dramatic exploration. A few years later, I gave birth to a girl, and she developed a incurable genetic mutation that manifests with severe developmental delays, seizures, and very agitated nervous system. That created another question mark above my head because I wasn't carrier, neither my husband. She developed it in uterus de novo. That event pushed me into extensive research. So I tested numerous healing modalities, self-developmental methods. I went through numerous workshops, visited many healing practitioners. And here is what created the biggest change. It is a self-directed compassion. Self-directed compassion helped me to break free from the martyrdom. And the one big thing I should realize is to let go of my story. I was so hooked into poor me. I suffered. I was a martyr mother. And why I was hooked to that story? Because people were telling me, you're so strong, you're so brave. However, that need to be strong and basically better than others that didn't experience suffering in that extent, that story kept me locked in the victim game. And it was very challenging for me to let go of my martyr story because everything I believed, my personality, my construct of who I am fell apart. And life pushed me so hard, so it was a choice whether I will keep telling my martyr story or I will let it go. And I was in such pain, emotional pain, and I chose to let it go. The second event that made a significant difference and in my personal experience pushed me beyond martyrdom and the victim game was a moment when I realized how I turned from a savior role to a villain. My daughter had seizures and agitated nervous system. And she used to cry for 4, 5, 6 hours per day, and it was unbearable. And I remember, like it was yesterday, a moment when she was crying, and I tried everything I knew, and nothing worked. And in one moment, from helplessness, hopelessness. I'm just, oh, just shut up. I want to throw you out a window. And in that moment, I left room. Oh, who am I? I couldn't recognize myself. I turned into violent, angry, furious mother. Later, I discovered that I was switching the role from a savior role to a villain role. Now I understand mothers who go too far and hurt their babies. I understand people who are evil, who are violent. We all play the victim game with ourselves, with each other, and collectively. Now I help others to break free from roles in the victim game. And here is how you can do it. First, observe what's happening in your physical reality. And when you feel the impulse to react, just stop yourself with a breath. Take a deep breath and hold it for a few seconds and breathe out. That can change your reaction. So you won't react instinctively from fight, flight, freeze brain. You will become conscious of your reaction. And one more thing, what can you do that helped me tremendously? Give yourself a compassion. A self directed compassion in third person made a significant change in my life. It goes like this: just focus on your heart and solar plexus and say in your mind or aloud, I'm so sorry you're sad. I'm so sorry your life is in mess. I'm so sorry there is no one here for you. I'm so sorry no matter how much you try, nothing works for you. And what my teacher taught me is feeling is healing. When I started to research healing and self development modalities, I was also into positive thinking. What is good about that? Think positively. But I was in such a position that I couldn't think positive because it felt like a lie. I was telling myself, everything is well, your life is going well, you are good, you're feeling great. But I didn't feel great. And self directed compassion, when I admit it, when I could freely admit myself, your life is a mess, and give myself compassion for that, made a significant change in my life. So, what I can share and from my experience and recommend, allow yourself to feel what you feel, allow yourself to observe your thoughts and give yourself compassion for your thoughts, for situation you are, and feel it. After a while, I was giving myself compassion for 10, 15, 20 minutes. The longest was 40 minutes. Click. The emotional intensity was gone. So that is technique that helped me tremendously on my life journey. And now I live life fulfilled in ease, harmonious life. And I feel that the whole universe supports me and that my belief that everyone supports me reflects me back in my physical reality. And I meet people who are kind, who are supportive, and that is possible for me right now. Now, if you're in a challenging situation, I would like you to know that you can break free from drama in your life and lead a harmonious, peaceful life. Thank you for listening and all the best.